everyone, I'm Heather Dawson. So let's start off with a trip to Morocco. The 29th annual Rallye Aïcha des Gazelles du Maroc is happening in the deserted parts of southern Morocco across the Sahara Desert. The event attracts women of all walks of life, including royalty. We sent our very own Marco Gutierrez, who caught up with a few princesses in the desert.
Okay, so I'm excited because I just got back from Morocco and I was there for a really crazy and spectacular event. This is the Rallye Aïcha des Gazelles. Rallye Aïcha des Gazelles is the only women-only off-road rally in the world. Women from all over the world, from all ages and all backgrounds, come to this event. This event is on its 28th year. Almost 80% of this year's participants are first-timers.
Do you have experience?
No.
Oh,
Not at all.
Not
It's
at
the
all.
first
So
time,
that
and it was
amazing.
actually our first time using a compass and everything.
And the first time like driving.
And the first time driving a 4x4 and
Same,
everything. So it was just all new for us. Also sleeping in a tent. It was
Yeah, that's
awesome.
what I knew.
All
as
new.
well.
All new.
So the concept of this race is no speed, all 100% off-road and no GPS. They use old school maps to navigate across the Sahara Desert. And that's how they navigate across this entire race.
Is a mental challenge. This is not just a driving challenge, it's definitely mental. Sun is a little bit unsettling. I had a blast, however, navigation-wise is really scary because you cannot see a thing.
And so you're coming along to get an inside look at the Rallye Aïcha des Gazelles. I'm Marco Gutierrez.
I am here with a very special teen star on the rise who plays Becca on the 4 times Emmy-nominated hit series on Hulu, Pen 15. Before I even get into this role as the bully on this comedic tale of awkward middle school years, just tell me a little bit more about how you got started, because from what I read, you were just a 5th grade girl auditioning for school plays, and the next thing you know, you're landing on this Hulu TV series. So
yeah, it's insane. When I was little, I loved performing. I knew I wanted to do something in that field, but I was like, always wanted to be a singer, and I never thought of acting. And I tried out for a school play, and I was terrified when I got the role of Donkey, because I auditioned for a smaller role that had a solo for singing, but it had like 3 lines. And then I got that part and I was like, oh my God, there's so many lines I have to memorize, but I'm a perfectionist. So I spent way too much time on it than I needed to. And it was history after that.
You know, with acting, you're not just playing an easy role here, you're playing the school bully. So what is that like, having to play a bully every day?
I pulled a lot of experiences from my actual life, and I pulled a lot of experiences from Maya and Anna's. And it's definitely, I love that it gives me a platform to speak out about anti-bullying, because I think it's such an important topic that isn't talked about enough. Even in middle school myself, I was a part of an anti-bullying club because it was definitely something I was really passionate about.
besides your acting career, I really want to dive into like your interest in music, because I've heard that you play piano and a little bit of ukulele.
I love being creative. Ever since I was little, I took dance when I was little, I took piano, I'm self-taught on the ukulele, and also, another thing with Pen 15 is Anna and Maya I loved writing when I was little, and I loved songwriting. I started songwriting right around middle school too, kind of from those experiences. It's all raw, it's all fresh, it's all new. So I definitely, over the pandemic, was able to kind of dive into that.
Do you have any plans of expanding into the music industry and now maybe even like the screenwriting side of things? And
Totally. I have a lot of big dreams, so I'm definitely a hard worker and very determined, so I'm hoping to jump into those sides of things as well in the future.
Okay, so back to the show. Do you have any fun things coming up? Fans want to hear about what's next for Becca and the next season.
Well, we finished filming, so basically we had 2 weeks left of filming, and then COVID happened. We were like, oh, it's gonna be a 2-week break, we'll be back. And then it just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and then Anna and Maya both had kids, which is crazy. It's like, it was just insane. And so we went back about a month ago, we finished filming, and I'm really excited for people to see this second leg. It's really exciting, and it's gonna come out in a little bit, probably the end of the year.
Well, I'm so excited to see you shine. You're gonna be amazing. Thank you so much for talking to me today. This was so great. You're so bubbly.
Thank you. It was so nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
Right, hi, welcome back to California Life. I'm Elise, and I am here with Azie Tesfai. Looking at your accolades, yes, you've starred in Supergirl, Jane the Virgin, and as well as that, you're also now considered a writer. How did that even happen? How did you get to that point?
I've always loved storytelling, but during the pandemic, I started writing, and I worked with a writing coach and started learning and wrote a sample script for Supergirl. And I was developing some other stuff with people I'd worked with on other shows, and sent it to my showrunners, and they loved it. And then we went from there and ended up joining the writers' room for a month, and then wrote an episode.
Wow. And what was it like co-writing with other people? Just especially as the actor's perspective, you've already been on this show. How did that work?
It was great. I mean, our writers are wonderful and have been on the show for so long. And it was an easier experience in that, you know, being on the show for years, I had a good idea of my character, obviously, and the other characters. And it felt seamless. I can't imagine like joining a room from the beginning and then having to build from there, but because there was so much groundwork already laid, it was great.
And something I also want to bring up is you are also the first Eritrean Ethiopian superhero ever, and Marvel has, like, that's just so interesting to me. And I was wondering, like, when you were writing, and I'll talk about your Guardian costume later, like, did you have any like roots that you wanted to like sprinkle in there, any Easter eggs or just inspiration behind it?
Yeah, totally. You know, the gold pieces in my braids is a nod to my Ethiopian culture. The first scene in the episode, I'm walking out of an Ethiopian restaurant, and my mom's name is actually on the placard of the restaurant. A lot like, you know, the Ormfell building, which is the building that collapses, is named after Orms, which is one of the first Black comic female writers for DC. So there was a ton of, like, I like those little Easter eggs in an episode, and most of them people I think won't even put together, but for me, there are a lot of cultural nods in it. Even the gold in the superhero suit is an homage to the comics, but also to my East African culture. Yeah.
I absolutely love that, and it's just so interesting to find that out, and even more exciting to watch it looking back and finding those things. So my last question today is just like where you come from, the challenges, just being one of the first people. What do you have any advice for like aspiring young writers, actors, just something that you would give out there for other people?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's advice that I was given, that your perspective and your voice is important, and that no one has the life experience and lens that you do. And and to just start writing and to start telling your story. And there's an audience for that. And to do it and not question yourself, which is hard because you're like, am I good enough or can I do this? And I was lucky enough to have people that believed in me and threw me in the deep end, and you will always swim and survive. And if it's personal to you and you're telling things that matter in your experience, it's not only wonderful for yourself, but you might be able to make someone else feel seen or, make them feel more understood by your art, hopefully.
Hi, I'm Elise with Coast to Coast TV, and one of the holiday entertaining challenges is creating a magical event where the host actually has time to enjoy the party. Joining us today with time-saving tips is cookbook author and lifestyle expert Parker Wallace, who wrote a book on holiday hosting. So what is the secret for creating a great holiday party or meal?
Yeah, we want to elevate with wine to get the party started, and that's why my go-to is Rayburn Winery and their delicious Sonoma County wines that are perfect for festive pairings. They also complement the flavors of the season. Rayburn is making the holidays even more memorable, Elise, with their Uncork Joy Holiday Sweepstakes. So now through November 30th, you get a chance to win everything you need to host the ultimate holiday gathering. All you have to do is visit rayburnwinery.com, and prizes are valued at over $3,500. Let's get the wow factor started with high quality whipped cream. My must-have is President whipped cream, and their secret is their incredibly authentic French Chantilly recipe, which transforms any simple dessert or holiday beverage into an indulgent, handcrafted masterpiece. Now, President only contains high-quality ingredients. There's no high fructose corn syrup. You get that long-lasting hold from kitchen to plate.
And can you give us a cool way to take some of the time and stress out of planning a holiday party?
We all need a helping hand this holiday season, so you can rely on Firehouse Subs to do that with a showstopper sandwich. OMG, this is the Thanksgiving turkey sub that they've launched with premium carved turkey, stuffing, layers of cranberry sauce, mayo served hot on a perfectly toasted sub roll. Let's take your snack game to the next level this holiday season with Sahali snacks. These are crafted with layers of delicious tastes and textures made from the highest quality and purest ingredients. These are such a hit with guests because they have that unique glazed mixes. I love them straight out of the bag, but you can use them to elevate your holiday appetizers, salads, and of course, charcuterie boards.
Well, thank you so much, Parker. And where can we go for more information?
You can head to tipsontv.com and be sure to follow me on social at Parker's Plate.
Do you know where the nation's largest privately owned airport is located? Right here in my hometown of Upland, California. That's right, we're at Cable Airport. Today we're gonna meet Dylan White, co-owner of DC Flight Simulation. He's taken this hangar and transformed it into something spectacular. Let's go take a look. So Dylan, we're here at the new flight simulator. Tell me about this place.
About a year ago, coming up, my partner and I decided that we were going to do something cool for GA, which is General Aviation, and build out a facility that's similar to something you would find in like a commercial or military application, and you don't normally see for general aviation. So we went ahead with that kind of model in mind and built this place. We offer no flight instruction. It's a 24-hour access facility. You bring your own instructor. So we're the only ones in the country that are doing this business model. We have a couple of full motion flight simulators in there, various aircraft that we can simulate. When we first opened it, we thought we were like chocolate and vanilla, and it turns out we're 31 flavors. I have people walking in like all the time, and they're saying, "Can I do this? Can I do that?" And it's like, oh, yeah, we got that too. And so,
well, that's my question. Yes. Like, can any guy like me off the street come here and?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what would I gain from?
So it's not Chuck E. Cheese, right? So don't bring your tokens. You're not going to go for a ride. But you could come in. Anybody can come in. I'll give you a demo on the facility, the equipment, whatnot. And at that point, if you wanted to start doing some flight instruction, this is a great place to start. We've got a lot of great instructors around the airport itself. We're here at Cable Airport in Upland, and we're drawing in instructors from Santa Monica, Torrance, from Murrieta, from Santa Barbara. I mean, it's a
So
it's a regional
if I
draw.
decide I want to get my pilot's license, would you say this is the best starting point for me?
It's a good first place to come in and get some solid information. School's expensive, right? And when I say school's expensive, like you go and you do stuff and you learn the wrong stuff. So this is a great place to come in and kind of get a foundation before you even start doing anything, get educated on the path and the process and whatnot. So that's kind of what we've got going on. And
well, let's stop talking about it. I want to see this place. Show me around.
Let's go in.
All right, so this is the Redbird.
Yep,
Tell me about
this
it.
is the Redbird. So
Got 2 seats in here. Which one would I sit in as a
So
student?
you would sit in the left seat as a student, right seat as the instructor. I can set this thing up in 24 different aircraft configurations.
Wow.
Pick your aircraft and go for it.
Ready to take a shot at it?
Let's jump in.
Okay.
Me first?
Yep, hop in left seat.
All right, left seat. All right, guys, I'm gonna log some hours. I'm gonna take off right now on runway 24 at Cable Airport. For more information, go to dcflightsimulation.com. We'll see you next time.
The idea for Rejewel actually came from Steven, my co-founder. He was finishing grad school.
So during my college days, I came across this idea, or this question rather, what's going to happen to all these electric vehicle batteries once they're no longer able to power an electric vehicle? And that question really stuck in my head. I decided to kind of combine my expertise in electronics to build a better battery sensor, and that's the kind of the genesis for Rejewel.
The way that our technology works, we have hardware and software that we've developed in-house.
We produce a diagnostic specifically for electric vehicle batteries, and what we really innovated on is we take this technique called electrochemical impedance spectroscopy, or EIS, and we scale it up for a high voltage battery pack. And so we're essentially injecting electrical signals into a battery, measuring response, and with that data, we're able to better understand how healthy a battery is, how long it may last in the next application, and how valuable that battery is.
It's quite shocking for people to hear that automakers don't necessarily know how healthy those batteries are and what they will do with them at end of life.
This technology is absolutely needed for the world. Understanding how healthy an aging electric vehicle battery is supremely important, and we assemble that here in this facility in Signal Hill. We are a business-to-business entity, and so we sell test equipment or services to a customer like an automaker or dealership or a service garage, and it's really important that consumers do understand, and we educate the consumer on electric vehicles and electric vehicle battery health.
A few years ago, we were given the Sustainability Award from the city, and of course, we stay in contact. We chose Signal Hill because we were able to find a great spot where there was a good combination of office space and warehouse space, which is important. It's been nice to be part of like a much smaller city where you get to know people.
The challenge is to figure out how do we best fit into that larger ecosystem.
We definitely recommend people to reach out if they want to learn more about what they can do with their used EV batteries once they've reached end of life, or even if you're EV curious and you want to learn more. We try to put a lot on our website, and we have a lot of partners that help people with making their decisions when they want to adopt a new EV too. Happy 100, that's amazing.
Happy birthday, Signal Hill, and we look to be a big part of the next 100 years.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.